You are now listening to the Ultimate Geek Podcast, your weekly destination of ultimate geekness, brought to you by Comic Addicts on Facebook.com. Visit Facebook.com/Comic Addicts for your daily dose of comic book memes, news, and updates. And now, the most important part. Enjoy the show. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the very first episode of the Ultimate Geek Podcast. I'm joined today with Martin Maund, the star of the new web series Marvel Knights that's going to premiere this coming Valentine's Day. And Martin, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Oh, man, I'm doing great. Just ready to sit down and talk some geekness today, you know?
Yeah, let's do it.
But by the way, just letting you guys know, if you don't know what Marvel Knights is, shame on you. Link down in the description box below. We're going to start out with the Batman v Superman trailer. I just want to ask you real quick, just first thing that dropped in your head when the trailer just went black. What were your thoughts?
Oh, man, I was like, you know what? This is going to be something special. I'm definitely more of a Marvel fan. I was like, you know what? I can't. Like, I'm leaving the hype train for Civil War. I'm leaving the hype train, and I'm just going to jump on this one because this is going to be absolutely incredible. I was so freaking excited.
I literally exactly same thing. Like the thing is, while I was watching it, every single second the trailer was passing, I was getting more and more hyped. Like, every split second, I was like, oh my god. And I'm sitting here just thinking, this movie isn't just going to be epic, it's going to be groundbreaking. Like, I am a huge fan of Zack Snyder as a director, because I don't know about you, I'm a huge fan of what he did with Man of Steel.
I really enjoyed Man of Steel. No, it gets a lot of hate. Really enjoyed Man of Steel, though.
You know, here's the thing. I don't know if you agree with me on this, but people who hate it really don't understand the movie. People are like, people who hate it are not Superman fans. I'm not a huge Superman fan. But what Snyder did is what JMS did in Earth 1 Volume 1 with Superman. It showed you that he's not from here. It showed you that if a person like that came out in our world, that would mean that God isn't real. He is technically a god. That means also we're not alone. Could you imagine that happening? Like, that's so epic, just the scale of it, you know?
Yeah.
And then people bitch about all of the destruction. And again, this isn't Marvel. No offense to Marvel. It's not all goody-goody tissues. There's no such thing as just city destruction and no death. Millions of people died on the Zero event, because if this would happen, millions would die.
Yep.
You know? And people started bitching again about the Doomsday Battle and how everything's going to get destroyed again. Well, of course, when you have these kind of gods and titans walking Earth, there will be consequences and death until they understand how to prevent it. It's not just going to be, you know, like, oh, we can be a team. Yay, let's save the world. No. It's not supposed to be that way. That's not how DC works. You know what I mean?
Practical. Yeah, it's not practical.
Exactly. But I also want to touch on when you see Ben Affleck walk out of that car as Bruce Wayne. I'm telling you, I was like, this dude, like right there and then, I was like, this mofo was going to kill it. I'm like, I knew he was going to like kill it as Batman, but then you see him like be like a calm, cool, collected Bruce Wayne, and I'm like, that dude is straight out of the animated series.
Oh, it's so like I love it, and I really enjoyed Nolan's trilogy for what it was. Like, for the time when superhero movies were still kind of, you know.
Yeah, 2005, man. Remember, like that was after, you know, up and down movies, you know, like other than not including the X-Men, you know.
Right.
Like the first two X-Men movies and like the Spider-Man movies, everything else was crap, you know?
It really was.
Like, you know, again, Daredevil wasn't really crap. It was just like the way, I don't want to talk about it. Back to the point. But, you know, Batman, as you said, you know, it came out in an era where comic movies were kind of on a downhill and kind of revolutionized the way we look at comic book genres. And to your point, I think that this movie is going to have Marvel sweat their asses off. Real talk.
I don't disagree with that at all.
Like, you have to understand, this movie is going to launch something bigger than Marvel will ever be. What? It's going to launch a cinematic universe that we never thought we would see, and we don't have no idea what to expect.
Yep.
That's the thing. Like, we don't know what we're gonna get in the following movies. We just don't know.
and it's this thing. It's this notion of like, they're almost doing it backwards. Like, showing this Man of Steel, and I don't know if they're like, I'm ignorant to the fact that, like, I don't know if there were any plans to do like a Batman versus Superman movie or a Justice League movie. I know there were plans, but they weren't. I don't think they were connected with Man of Steel at all.
Never.
So whenever all of that ended up happening, and now this is happening, they're basically going reverse. They're doing what is essentially like a Justice League origin movie.
Exactly.
The breakoffs, which I think that's great, because when you're dealing with like guys like us who know these characters, read these characters, you don't need to do an origin story. The general public, regardless, is going to go and see the movie. They're like, it's a character that it's like a.
Well, I know what you're talking about.
Like,
Superman is the most iconic. Superman is the most iconic superhero of all time. Batman's the most popular superhero.
Yeah, exactly. You know who they are, and you're going to go see the movie. It doesn't matter. Like,
I have a quick question to you about that. In this new movie, we will get a scene of Bruce Wayne's parents getting murdered. Now, with me, I think that is necessary to show us how it happened in this universe with this Batman. Now, people are like, I don't want to see it again. I've seen it so many times. Okay. You have to understand, they have to show us how it happened and how Bruce feels about that in this universe. What do you think about that?
I think you're right. Like, I think that's something that's core to the character, and I think, like, not to get off subject, but like just a quick tangent. I think that's another thing, like with the new Spider-Man. Like, they're not doing an origin story with that. That's a good route to take, but I'm still expecting to see like an Uncle Ben death flashback.
Thank you.
That is essential, and especially with Bruce Wayne, like that is literally like why he became
exactly. Thank you. That's what I tell every single person. That you have to understand. It's going to be probably a flashback scene.
Yeah. Pretty
much, but you have to understand. It's, as you said, it's the core of the character. You have to show us how it happened in this world with this Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, absolutely.
Quick question. When Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne started interacting, and Clark Kent was talking to him about, the Bat Vigilante and all that, and Bruce Wayne, he came back with the best thing. Every time your hero saves a cat out of a tree, you write a puff piece editorial about it.
Right.
That was so fucking perfect. He didn't say saves a city. He didn't say fucking, stops a terrorist attack. He said saves a cat out of a tree. You write a puff piece editorial about it.
Savage, man.
Like, what was funny? It was Batman and Superman arguing about Batman and Superman. Yeah. Before they knew each other. By the way, when Bruce Wayne said, maybe it's the Gotham City in me, we just had a bad experiences with freaks dressed like clowns. And then he just looks at him. Just the stare he gave him. Oh, what did you think of that?
Oh man, it was perfect. It was so perfect. And I thought, maybe this is assuming too much. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't.
Okay.
I don't know. But I've got a feeling Bruce Wayne already knows Clark Kent is Superman. It's not that hard to figure out.
Well, it actually is. Let me tell you why. So how people always say how Clark Kent just wears glasses and puts up the curl?
Well, he has he uses those glasses to disguise himself, but there's like, it's like a cloak, right?
Not just that. Superman has one of his more unknown powers, because it's not a very powerful power, is the power of deception. Not to mind control, but just to have a person, have a person see what he wants them to see at that specific time. Now, the glass of the glass is actually a form of kryptonite. That doesn't hurt him, but actually makes that power stronger. So when he puts on the glasses, it amplifies the power to make him specifically focus it on his face.
Okay.
So that why a regular man who's not, won't really give it a second thought.
Okay. All right. I can hop on board with that. Anyway, back to the question.
Yes.
All right. That's really cool. I didn't know that. Thank you.
Yeah.
For that.
No problem.
Let's see. So, yeah, like, oh man, it just that whole interaction was so savage. But like when Bruce says that, he also, what did he say? He was like,
yeah, he was like, he was talking about, it's a little bit hypocritical talking about, Bad Vigilante when your superhero is, an alien who can burn us all down, And then right at that split second, we see the beginning of Lex Luthor. People bitch and moan and complain. I say this. Lex Luthor has always been an absolute geek and nerd, okay? Especially at that age, being in his late 20s. He's always had long hair before the exposure to kryptonite. And Lex is a very dark and sadistic person, what you get to see later on. Lex isn't just going to be demonic by nature. That's inside of him. But what will get him to that point is the best part about this character. I was skeptical when Jesse Eisenberg was cast as Lex Luthor. Yeah, seeing that interaction with those two, and then he's saying like the devil will do it, and like the oldest line in America is that absolute power is innocent, and then he was like, "That's a 3-syllable word for little mind too big to handle these words." Like, just you can see that this mofo was going to be insane, you know? Yeah,
absolutely.
Like, I had people who don't know, like, that was like he was cast as Lex Luthor, was like, "Is that the Joker?" Because the way he was talking, you know. And just like the way his reaction, whoa, that is a nice group. You should not pick a fight with this person. What are your thoughts on Lex Luthor after that trailer?
You know, I've got to say it. Like, I'm still, yeah, I get it, and I get where they're going with it, and I don't dislike it at all, like by any means. I'm very much on board with the fact that like I know where they're headed with it. I know where they're going to take it. And I know he's a fantastic actor. Like,
Thank you.
He'll do a great job, but like there was still just a piece of me, man. There's still just like 10% of me that really, really, really wishes it was Bryan Cranston.
You know, I wanna say, hold that thought. What if I told you Bryan Cranston as Jim Gordon?
Oh man, no. Okay, yeah, I can get on board with that.
You know, like obviously Jim Gordon's already dead in this universe. They already said that. He's already, you know, passed away in Batman's past.
Right.
But I mean, if you ever saw Batman Year One, the animated movie, Bryan Cranston fucking murdered it as Jim Gordon.
Oh, dude.
Murdered it.
Yeah.
And just imagining him as an actor,
And he could look it easily.
Exactly, just the stash. That's all he needs, just the stash.
Yeah, man.
You know, and he would kill it. And he would kill it.
He would, man. He would. I agree with that.
But here's the thing. I can't wait to see Lex Luthor be going bald and going just sadistic and demonic and becoming that true #1 enemy of Superman. You know?
Oh, yeah.
And as you said, Jesse Eisenberg is gonna murder it.
Yeah. Oh, he'll do a great job.
No
doubt.
Another thing I want to touch on. I don't know if you heard in the trailer when Alfred said you're going to war, and then you hear Bruce in his Batman voice. He goes, "No, that son of a bitch brought the war to us."
Yeah.
Going back to if this kind of human being, or excuse me, alien came out, basically he's a god.
Right.
All he brought, it's not his fault. I'm not saying that it's Clark's fault.
Right.
But because of him, 2 million people died. The Earth's core is shattered. Like, it's changed because of the world engine. You know? There's so many things that have to be answered. He's pretty much a messiah. And I agree with Bruce. What if that kind of person went rogue? I would be scared shitless too.
Yeah.
I would be scared, especially if I'm Batman, because I'm Batman. You know, like, and there's a god, like, in the first trailer, Alfred said it best. That's how it starts. The fever, the rage, the feeling of powerlessness that turns good men not evil, but cruel. You know, that quote to me, it's about Bruce understanding that he is powerless against him.
Yeah.
He is just a man. Against him, and you hear him in the trailer. I'm gonna teach you what it takes to be a man. You know, like, oh, you know, like.
That'd be awesome, dude.
And by the way, did you notice the parademons in the nightmare scene?
I did, man.
Oh, see, I know. I'm just questioning, how does that nightmare scene come about? That's my question. You know what I mean?
It's very interesting.
Like,
I don't know. I can't.
I have a very interesting kind of theory about it.
Go for it, man.
So we know that Doomsday is made out of Zod, right?
Right.
What if that Superman is Bizarro in that sequence? Think about it. Lex Luthor did create Bizarro. You saw the smirk on that Superman's face. He wasn't even talking, nothing. What if Lex Luthor tricked everybody, and that was kind of like a vision of Batman that, they would be like a cloned Superman, and people would think that he's actually the real Superman, but it would turn out to be like a Bizarro.
That would be crazy. I just don't. Bizarro's always look different than Superman.
But that's the thing. Because of what maybe, like, that's what I'm saying, they cloned him, and then in some kind of fight, he becomes, the Bizarro we know. Again, it's a theory, because I just don't think that Clark can just look that fucking mean, and, like...
He does look mean, man.
Like, you know what I mean? Great job by Henry Cavill as an actor, but, like, I can't envision Clark, like Kal-El, being that evil, Yeah. Like, it's tough for me just to think that. But, going off topic, what do you think of the armored batsuit?
Armored batsuit. It looks pretty much straight out of, like, I didn't read the Dark Knight Returns.
Did you see the animated movie?
Comics, but I did watch. I've watched as far as they've gone with the animated.
Well, here's the thing: the animated movie. I fucking read the book so many times. I'm shitting you not. You open up and you start the movie. You open up the book. You can flip the pages, and the movie is page for page.
Okay.
So it's literally like if you've seen the movie, you've read the book.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. It seems to come straight out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Straight out of it.
But here's the thing: it's not about offense. Ben Affleck talked about on Comic-Con. He said it's just to buy time.
Oh, sure.
And that's an interesting because in the animated movie, it was more about kind of giving Superman a fight.
Oh yeah.
This is going to be more about buying time, but buying time for what?
I don't know.
I know why Batman wants to fight Superman, but we see in the trailer Superman's fighting back like a mofo. Is he being controlled? Is he because it's just so many questions. Like people say, oh, the trailer revealed too much. No, the trailer gave more questions than answers.
It did. I agree.
They showed Doomsday. Why didn't they save that? They showed Doomsday one shot, and how about this? That's not even his final form, because Doomsday evolves every time he gets injured.
Doomsday's got to look a lot more grotesque than that.
Even if he doesn't, here's the thing. Even if he doesn't, I'm just okay for him being there to job. If you don't watch pro wrestling, a jobber is just who basically jobs to fucking huge superstars. Anyways, just a job to the Trinity. Just to see the Trinity team up against Doomsday, that will be worth my money.
Oh, yeah.
That would be worth my money. But I love how Batman was like, oh shit. It was that, and then she with you? I thought she was with you. And then I heard people bitching, oh, why are they trying to be funny? Oh, wait, when Marvel does it, it's okay, but when DC does it, it's not.
Yeah.
Really? And that was so perfect. Honestly, probably right before those words, she talked to them, and they go, she with you? I thought she was with you. By the way, Affleck, perfect Batman voice. Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my, I'm telling you, Ben Affleck is just everything I wish Batman is.
Yeah. I didn't. You know what? I will say this. I really.
Oh, when he got cast, I agree with you. I was like, Affleck?
Oh, I was all for it. I really didn't care for Nolan's Batman at all.
No, see, here's the thing. I was like, it wasn't that I was like, oh, he's gonna fail. I was like, Affleck? That was out of the blue,
Yeah.
That's out of the blue.
Yeah.
But then I started seeing set photos as him as Bruce Wayne. I started seeing Batman photos. And then trailer. Dude, as soon as I heard, tell me, do you bleed?
Yeah.
You will. I was like, that's it. He gonna kill it.
Yep.
And people, after this trailer, I have not seen a single person bitch about Ben Affleck as casting for Batman.
No, because he's a great actor. I don't even know why that was a question.
People were like, oh, this guy should play him, this guy. I'm like, you have to understand, every director has his vision. Yep. And look, he's playing a 47-year-old Batman who's been Batman for 20 years, who's lost everything. Jason Todd and so forth and so forth. The guy is, he's at the end of his road. He's, gray hair, but he's also the playboy billionaire, even at his age, because remember, in The Dark Knight Returns, he was still, still the boss, I'm talking about, he still had game. And, in that suit, look, I showed my mom the trailer, she was like, God damn, he looks good. And look, Ben Affleck, he got buff as fuck.
He did, man.
Holy crap! I don't know that workout, like him pulling the freaking tire against the water stream. Damn.
It's gonna be awesome.
You know,
I'm so excited for it, dude.
Tell me what you think. I met Gal Gadot on an airplane as she was flying to start shooting. I asked her a simple question. She was sitting literally, me, my family, and across us, like the very next row, it was her, her husband, and her baby daughter. And as she was walking to the bathroom, from the bathroom, I was like, "Hey, you're playing Wonder Woman, right?" She goes, "Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't want to bother." She goes, "No, go ahead." I go, "What do you think about the haters talking about you not, you being skinny and everything and all this and all that?" She goes, "Well, I can't do anything about it." And then she looks right into my eyes, and she tells me, "Wait until you see the movie." That's all she told me. She just said, "Wait until you see the movie." And by God, that girl looks sexy, beautiful, and just captivating. Like, she didn't say a word in that trailer, and I was like, she's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I think she's going to be fine.
Her presence on screen, like, she looks like Diana, and because she's Israeli, she can have that beautiful Amazon accent, you know? Yep. And she looks like, she doesn't have to be buff. Wonder Woman is magic. She doesn't have to be buff.
I agree.
She looks so beautiful.
It's going to be good, man. And she's going to kill it. You're right.
I'm sitting here, I'm just like, can 2016 come quicker?
Yeah, dude. It's going to be a good year. It's a good year to be alive, man.
So tell me, what do you expect from the movie? After seeing that trailer, what do you expect from the movie itself? Like, what do you want to see in Batman versus Superman?
Oh, man. I want to see people be excited about DC movies finally, and like just DC canon in general, because it's something that's like, it's been so swept under the rug ever since Iron Man 1, and Marvel's just been like this powerhouse. And they've earned that. Like
True.
Proven,
no one's taking that away. I agree.
Yeah, they've proven that they have what it takes to make really good movies, and every movie that they've made, at least in some form or another, has like held its own, and it's done well. And it's time for DC to have that. It really is, like.
And that's the thing. That's why, I think that they were waiting for, Marvel has Kevin Feige,
Right, yeah.
DC didn't have anybody, and then Snyder came.
Yep.
And Snyder is the Feige of DC, like of DC Studios or whatever they're going to call it, like the extended universe, whatever. You have to understand, he is the, obviously, director and producer of Man of Steel, director and producer of Batman vs. Superman, director and producer of Justice League Part 1 and 2, and he's the producer or executive producer in every single planned DC movie.
It's going to be good.
And you have to understand,
doing a good job.
We're getting 12 DC movies in the next 5 years. Marvel has Powerhouse, so do we. Like, so does DC, Like, why do I say we? I'm a DC, like, I was raised on DC Comics, people, okay?
You know what? And let's point something out to the people listening right now, or, like, that'll be watching this. Like, I'm definitely more of a Marvel guy. I always have been, and I probably always will be, and that's fine. But we're both excited.
Exactly.
And that's what it's about, man. It's not about.
I agree with you, because I'm a DC. I'm not a fanboy. I'm just a fan. I'm a fan of both. I read both Marvel and DC. I'm more of a DC guy because I enjoy them more. But I never bitch. Like, listen to me. I'm getting 5 weekly live-action comic book shows, plus the Netflix shows that come out, and I'm getting 7 or 9 comic book movies a year. Why should I bitch?
Yeah, what are you complaining about?
Like why? Like, oh, this guy's cast, this guy's bad. Oh, what's this? No, I'm like, listen to me. I am a nerd, okay? Yep. I will not complain about getting all my nerdy shit in live action. I'm just not going to. I'm sorry, Nope. And I completely agree with your point. It doesn't matter if it's Marvel, DC, or Fox Marvel. I'm going.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going. You know what I mean?
You're going. Yeah, I agree. I'm with you, man. I'm the same way.
But this is my last question about Batman vs. Superman, so we can go into the next topic. Do you agree with me that it's going to set up what's going to be arguably the best cinematic universe we've seen in a very long time?
Oh, man.
Like, for example, Iron Man did that for Marvel. Man of Steel did that, true. But then the Avengers did wonders for Marvel. Wonders.
Yeah.
Do you think
Yeah.
this movie will be the same type of a way for DC?
Man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Without a doubt. Definitely for DC. Movies as a whole, it's possible.
Mhm.
I'm gonna wait till I see the movie
Of
to
course.
to like say that for sure.
Hmm.
But I could. It's possible, man. There's definitely there's no part of me that's like no, like this is like I don't think it's all it's cracked up
Let's
to
be
be. I
real
think
here.
it's
This
gonna be
movie
a lot better.
can't be bad. Like I'm sorry. Like
It
this
can't.
this movie is going to shit epicness. Literally, like this movie is like the shit of the movie is still gonna be epic.
It's gonna be awesome.
You know,
It's gonna be
but
awesome.
with that being said, we're moving on to the next topic, and it's ironic, but we're talking about the Civil War trailer right now.
All right, let's do it, man.
First of all, trailer. I'm talking about the trailer right now, people. Epic. Russo brothers, I swear to God. That's how you make a trailer too. Like that right there, it gave you enough of the plot and it gave you enough of the Civil War tease. It was like, if you're under the age of 14, I suggest you tune out now. It felt like it was just like you put the tip in and you take it out. Like you were like, oh yeah, oh baby, oh give me more, no, like it was like that. It was like you were masturbating and you were about to hit the spot and you just stopped, But it's beautiful because it makes you want to go see the movie.
Wow. Yeah, no, dude, those are very, very graphic.
I mean, I can't put it any other way because I was like, huh. Here's the thing. Civil War is my favorite Marvel storyline of all time.
Okay.
I like Infinity War or Infinity Gauntlet, excuse me. I love the Secret Wars they've had, this past year. I like a lot of stuff. But to me, Civil War, it was about me my third year reading like heavily Marvel,
Yeah.
not just one or two issues, but like just like I was reading DC, I was reading like 8 issues from both Marvel and DC, but anyways, that to me at that time in 2007 was revolutionary,
Oh, it was incredible.
Exactly,
and
like not
still
just
is.
the spider, just everything, like how the Fantastic Four broke up,
Oh,
how the mutants were a part of this, how the Registration Act worked. It was just so good. My fear for this movie, first of all, I always thought the third Avengers movie would be Civil War, right?
yeah.
And then they were like Captain America Civil War. My fear was, okay, first of all, they don't have a big enough roster. That's one. There's no secret identities. That's two. Well, and then I was like, well, I can see why they're gonna have a registration act because the United Nations wants them to act, underneath them and because of all the destruction and all that. I understand that. I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. Then I go, no Spider-Man. Well, obviously he got announced later, but I was like, no Spider-Man. How are they gonna make this a Captain America movie but have all of these characters in there and then still have a villain of Baron Zemo and Crossbones?
Yep.
And then I saw the trailer. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Like, first of all, Black Panther, holy shit.
Oh,
holy
he looks
shit.
sick.
See,
he looks so sick.
I love Black Panther. I'm a fan. I read Black Panther.
It's awesome. Just his
suit.
Yep.
I know his powers. His powers, people, spoiler alert, he can, talk to the dead, bring the dead back to life. He commands an army of the living dead. He's a king of a freaking of Wakanda, okay?
Yep.
This dude is a ninja, okay? And you saw in the trailer when he was chasing Bucky, and Captain America is a fast dude. He couldn't even catch the mofo.
No.
That moment I was like, woo! Like, oh shit. Another thing.
It looks incredible. Go for it.
Do what JJ is doing with Star Wars. Do not show me Spider-Man until I go see the movie. Don't.
I agree.
Do not. The only thing I can't see them doing is kind of one shot, him turning his face to the side, like the epic, Spider-Man pose.
Sure.
I can see that. Just like the upper shot, like the shot of his shoulders and his head, and him turning his head. I am okay with just that, But other than that, don't show me him. Let me go to the movie and have my jaw dropped. How much you want to bet in the final sequence he's gonna whoop everybody's ass? How much you want to bet? He's gonna put on the iron spider suit and whoop everybody's ass.
It's gonna be great.
And here's the thing. That should happen because, let's be real, they're having a 16-year-old Spider-Man that's going to appeal to a lot of kids, that's going to sell a lot of tickets and merchandise. Why wouldn't you make him a total badass?
Of course.
It's Spider-Man. It's, Sony, I think, here's the thing. I'm personally a fan of the new Amazing Spider-Man. I don't know about you. I think it was great. That's me personally. I like what Andrew Garfield did with the character and what the movie was in general. I think that it was a little bit overloaded with villains in the second one, but I thought it could have been a lot better in the third movie. But I still agree with Sony, them kind of like, okay, we're going to work with you, Marvel. We're going to meet you halfway,
Yeah.
And Marvel was like, look, it's a win-win situation for both of us, We get to use this awesome character in our world, and they get to make money off of it. Like, we're already making a ton of money off of it as it is. Let's just bring this extra character to make extra people come.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, what are your thoughts about the Civil War trailer and the movie just in general? Talk to me about it, man.
Oh, man. Okay. All right. So, yeah, Civil War is one of my favorite pieces as is. Just in canon, what it did was just incredible. Like you said, I love the way they use Spider-Man. Spider-Man is my favorite hero, obviously, for anybody listening to this. And the way that they use him and the way that they make all these heroes face off is wonderful. And I was very much like you. I was skeptical at first because I was like, the more I thought about it, the more I was like, well, none of these heroes have secret identities.
Exactly.
I don't know, and you're missing a lot of heroes too. Like they allude in Ant-Man to him becoming Giant Man, but a big part of Civil War was when Giant Man dies. And that's not going to happen.
Here's the thing. Spoiler alert, people. Ragnarok was a huge part of Civil War.
Yeah.
And the second thing was the sides were like, here's the thing. Again, back to the whole Registration Act. I understand and I'm fine with the way they're doing. Like, the United Nations wants, to command the Avengers and only use them when they think necessary, I'm fine with that idea. I'm down with that. I don't understand how they're going, like, the way they're going to put in Spider-Man, because Spider-Man was first with Iron Man, then he went to Captain America. I don't know if they're going to do the same thing in here. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, if Batman versus Superman doesn't have those strings and they can do whatever, Civil War in the cinematic universe has a lot of like glass ceilings that they can't break, and they have to kind of go around that. And I think they're gonna succeed because, first of all, if you've seen Winter Soldier, the Russo brothers are geniuses.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great.
But I still do have fear because you have to understand, juggling all these characters and still making it a Captain America movie, but still making it a Civil War movie is going to be really hard in 2.5 hours.
It's gonna be tough.
And it is. I swear to you, it's gonna be a movie where it's gonna be like literally something's gonna happen every second, just every second.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be one that you definitely are gonna have to keep your eyes.
But here's the thing. This is what I want to see, Russo brothers. Since I know he's on Team Captain America, if I do not see a slow-mo with Hawkeye shooting an arrow, zooming in, and on the tip of the arrow is Ant-Man, that sucker flying and just team up. If I don't see that, I'm bruh. Like, I need to see that. Like, that needs to happen.
That does need to happen, man.
Like, I'm telling you. Like, I want to see some team-up badassness. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I want to see... By the way, people, like, War Machine doesn't die. They just ripped out his fucking reactor. So calm the fuck down, people. Calm the fuck down.
He's not dead.
Don't worry. He's just passed out probably because he probably fell from a huge fight. You know what I mean? Like, but that end sequence in the trailer when he goes, you have to understand, any other way, I wouldn't do it, but he's my friend, And when he goes, so was I, and you see Captain America and Bucky teaming up. I don't know if you noticed this, and I noticed this the first time, but then when I rewatched this, it was even more epic. Captain America, throws the shield at Iron Man. It bounces off. Bucky catches it right into his fucking hand, blocks a hit from Iron Man, hits it with Iron Man, punches in, throws it back to Cap. Cap is already punching Iron Man, not even looking, catches the shield, and hits Iron Man. I'm like, bruh.
Yep. He's taken it, and like, it's going to be, all those scenes are going to be really, really, what I'm hoping for is going to be a new take into what should be an inevitable darker MCU.
Exactly.
And I'm hopeful for this because they've been alluding to it. They've done Daredevil, they've done Jessica Jones. Those shows are gritty.
Of course.
Like the kids going to see Marvel movies shouldn't watch those shows.
Agreed. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Daredevil was actually not if you delete like all the blood and everything, it can be a PG-13 movie.
Sure. Yeah. Of course.
Like if you take away a few cusses and kind of mix them up and take away the blood, like most of the blood, it could be easily a good PG-13 movie.
Oh yeah.
Because what's PG-13 is pretty much the same thing, just with a little bit, like less cussing and a little bit less blood.
Yeah. But I think whenever they bring in these characters, they'll do that. Like that's how they'll play that, and which is gonna work.
Of course.
But it still doesn't degrade from the fact that they're darker. They're in Hell's Kitchen.
Exactly.
Like, and they're gonna they're not gonna take crap from anybody. Like they're just not. And I think you're getting a lot of glimpses of that. With like this what is Civil War, and the whole thing. It seems to mostly be revolving around Bucky at this point, just because of this trailer.
No, this is what I think. I think the movie is going to start out with the new Avengers, captained by Captain America.
Right.
Because Iron Man isn't technically one of them, but I'm just saying, trying to find Bucky, and I think they're going to track him down, or probably Baron Zemo has him, probably.
Sure.
And they're going to track him down to Wakanda. And I think they're going to have a huge battle, and a lot of people are going to die, like, destruction. And that's why the Registration Act is going to go into act, because, the United Nations is going to have enough of it. And that's why Black Panther is going to be on Iron Man's side.
Sure.
Not neutral as he was in the comic book. Don't fuck with me, I don't fuck with you. You know what I mean? But more leaning towards the Iron Man side. Like, hey, sign this paper. Let the United Nations decide when we step in or not. But at the same time, I understand Cap. If I have the power to make a difference, why should I take orders from anybody?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I understand Tony, because he doesn't want innocent people to die. He doesn't want just destruction to happen. So that's what I loved about Civil War. Both sides are right. They're not wrong. Both sides are right, and you understand and love both of these characters, and you want both of them to win.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I don't want to spoil. By the way, you same here. Don't spoil this for the people who are listening. But the way that the book ended, nobody won. Like, that's all I'm going to say.
No.
Nobody won.
That's the thing, yeah.
Like, I'm not going to tell you specifically what happened, people, but nobody wins.
Mm-mm.
It's not about who's stronger or what side's better or someone has to win. It's not about that. Nobody wins. It's a civil war. It's exactly what the words say it is. It's heroes fighting each other in the middle of cities where we live in.
Yeah, man. It is. Like, that's what it is, and that's the thing. Like, it's gonna be one of those things, and it's gonna be it's gonna be one of these like Edward versus Jacob things, like for pop culture. But at the end of the day, when you go see the movie, you're gonna be wearing a T-shirt, and you're gonna look down, and you're gonna be like, man, like, I don't like. You're right. It's not about sides, because at the end of the day, you still have a mad titan pulling all of these strings that's about to wreck reality.
Here's the thing. Talking about, the Mad Titan, I promise you, every single Marvel Cinematic character will be in Infinity War.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Daredevil, everything, the Defenders, all of it, just Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., all of it.
Oh, yeah.
All of it is going to be in that movie. And I can't wait. But are you ready for Civil War, man? Are you ready?
I'm ready. Oh, dude, it's tattooed on my leg. I'm ready.
All right. Moving on to the next topic. Ready. We got the Gotham mid-season finale. Now, I'm going to ask you straight up. First thing, just that one glimpse of Mr. Victor Freeze. Your thoughts?
Yeah.
Your honest thoughts on that scene.
Honest thoughts on the scene.
That
ending scene. At first, I was really, like, I didn't know what to think. Like, I was thinking more along the lines of, like, the Arkham Knight game, and I was like, it's this like an early concept of Scarecrow that they're drawing at right now, and then like I saw the goggles kind of, and then I saw
they did Scarecrow already in season 1 of Gotham.
Right, exactly, and I was like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, is this like like, I didn't know what to think, and then he freezes him. I'm like, oh,
and
this is.
What did you think of the outfit? Because yes, it does resemble to Captain Cold on the Flash, but let's be real here. This is the origin of Victor Freeze, So, by the way, what do you think about the suit? I personally dig it. I like the glasses, and I like the freeze gun. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it looks good to me. Like the way that Gotham's been rolling with just for what it is, like
it's a great show.
It makes sense. Yeah, and it makes sense for him to look like Captain Cold. That's totally like.
And again, it's not the Victor Freeze that we know yet. This is how he started.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this. I'm a huge fan of the Snyder and Greg Capullo Batman, and they had an issue. I believe it was issue 12 of the current New 52 Batman. And it was the issue was called The First Snow. And what they did was they basically took the regular, free storyline, about everyone's seen the free storyline in the Cold Hard animated series. His wife, goes into the ice and he tried to save her, and Bruce Wayne stops and all that fun stuff, right?
Yeah.
What Snyder did is he twisted it and he made Victor Freeze a madman. Nora was never his wife. He actually wrote a whole college essay about her and fell in love with her and was obsessed with her. And he wasn't in love with her. He was in love with an idea. And that's why he wanted to murder Bruce Wayne. He wanted to take her out of the ice, and Bruce Wayne told him, even if you take her out of the ice, you'll destroy her because you don't love her. You love an idea, a concept.
Right.
Which I thought was amazing because that was like in the animated series they kind of made him human. You know what I mean? Like they made you compassionate about him. What Snyder and Capullo did with the character, they flipped him. They didn't make him compassionate. They made him a fucking psychopath.
Sure.
That killed his own mother. That never knew Nora but was in love with her. Like the idea of having someone like that and blaming someone for his demise.
Yeah.
What do you think they're going to do on Gotham? Are they going to do the basic compassion storyline, or are they going to twist it in like what Snyder did?
Man, just based on that scene, it's looking like it's going to lean more towards the Snyder side of things. Just based on what I've seen, like what I looked at, it's that's what stands to reason to me, man. Like it looks like it looks like he's going to be crazy.
And I want to see that because again, when I was reading that, I was like, ooh, like I did not expect this. Like I thought they were going to just pay tribute to the character, like kind of bring him into like the current universe and just kind of show we're kind of having the same freeze. But what they did, they introduced him. Everything goes the same way, and then when he meets Batman in the last few pages, they just flip it 180.
Yep.
And that's why I love Scott Snyder as a writer. But going back to the mid-season finale and so far this season. What are your thoughts on this season so far about, the Dumas family and about Commissioner Gordon, all that fun stuff, and especially between Bruce Wayne and how he's becoming, the detective we know him to be? What are your thoughts on Gotham this season so far?
Yeah. Man, like, just what I've seen, I haven't, like I said, I haven't paid too much attention to it this season so far, but what I've seen, it's been super solid. Like it's been, I really do love like what they're doing with Bruce Wayne. That was one of the things at the start of Gotham that I was really skeptical about. I'm like, how do you do a show about Batman
with no Batman,
basically with no Batman?
Yeah,
like
that was the same thing. But as and here's the thing, and I agree with you there. But here's the thing, shame on you that you haven't been paying me like complete attention, because I'm being honest with you, every episode gets better and better and better.
Oh, I believe it. It's just one of those things that I don't know why. I just haven't, like, I just haven't been.
I'm telling you, man. Like, but you've seen the mid-season finale, right? At least.
Yeah, absolutely.
What are your thoughts by how Penguin and Nigma are interacting?
Dude,
the guy who plays Nigma.
It's crazy.
He's insane. He is,
man. He's freaking crazy. But dude, the guy that plays Penguin is crazy.
Same, like I'm like, yo, they cast like, and Enigma was like in the first season he was like, kind of this cool, collected kind of guy before he murdered his girlfriend, and then when he started talking to himself, oh my god,
Yeah.
oh my god.
It's wild, man.
By the way,
It's wild.
Jerome wasn't the Joker, people. Okay, the Joker isn't a specific person, Gotham. It's more of an idea. Okay,
Right.
It's about more an idea. But Theo Galavan. What were your thoughts about Theo Galavan? Being a Dumas and being a freaking trained ninja, but never really utilizing that, and kind of just showing it off against Gordon in the mid-season finale. What did you want to see more from him? I don't think he's dead. I think that obviously Hugo Strange is going to bring him back, in my opinion. Doctor Strange. What were your just genuine thoughts about how he was like this sick sadistic mastermind?
Yeah, I thought it. That's the thing. Like, I thought it worked really well for him to be the mastermind, and I thought it made sense for him to like hold back in that sense. It did leave me wanting to see more from him. Like, that's for me. That's the way they left that. It did make me want to see more. That's interesting. You think, all right, so you think Strange is going to bring him back?
Well, remember they did bring the body to Hugo Strange's laboratory.
Sure, they did.
At the very end, like right before we see Mr. Freeze, and you say, by the way, Penguin shoving down the freaking umbrella down his throat.
Oh,
that was perfect. That was perfect.
Yeah,
that was beautiful. Like if some son of a bitch killed my mom, I would do even worse. Yeah, I would shove that down another hole, if you know what I mean.
Right.
So Penguin didn't even do something that bad. I'm just saying, people. But your thoughts on the guy who plays Jim Gordon? I think that he's had such a great time growing as the character. And real talk, he looks like Jim Gordon.
He does, man.
He looks like at first I was like, him? And then the more I watch him, I'm like, that's Jim Gordon.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on Jim? Your thoughts on Jim Gordon?
I freaking love him, man. I think he's awesome. I think he does a great characterization too. Like, I think he really, really does that character justice. Like, you like, and it's stereotypical. Like, he's the good guy, and amongst all these like twisted basically politicians as cops.
Exactly. And like, and I don't know if you remember this in the first season, I believe, when everybody walked out on him.
Oh.
And then he started getting people back. I'm like, yeah, goddamn right.
Yeah.
Like, and just like as you said, he's this diamond in a bunch of crap,
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I can understand why, and this is what I love about the show. It shows you why in the future, when Bruce is Batman and he's the commissioner, why people cheer for him, why people stand behind Jim.
Yeah.
And you understand how he got to that point. That's why I love this show so much. So moving on with the next topic, we got the Aaron Flash crossover.
Yes.
2-hour movie. Real talk. 2-hour movie, people. Just everything that they put into it. It felt like I was watching Justice League, man. It felt as if I was watching Justice League on my screen. Vandal Savage. I'm telling you guys, this guy was known as Nostradamus, Machiavelli. He taught Robin Hood how to shoot arrows, and he taught Houdini all of his tricks. But as soon as he said, "Did Houdini teach you that?" Actually, I taught him. I knew that he was going to be the best villain we have seen on these shows.
Oh, hands down.
Your thoughts on Vandal Savage as a character?
Dude, I can't wait to see more. I cannot wait.
He's not dead. He ain't dead.
No. Of course not.
No.
It's gonna be awesome. It's going to be awesome. He posed such a threat. Like you didn't even know how much of a threat he posed until it was happening.
Until you saw him interact with Arrow and Flash.
Yeah, and then Barry's like, freaking crap, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, you know what I loved? I thought the moment he threw the knife in the coffee shop and Barry barely stopped it.
Yeah.
And then that was hot. Second of all, when Vandal Savage came into Oliver's apartment and threw knives at everybody, that slow-mo scene with Barry like taking all of the knives, that was hot. That was hot.
Dude,
Like
that
I was
awesome.
like, yo.
That was awesome. Easily rivals that Quicksilver scene from
it wasn't.
X-Men.
No, it's not if it rivals. It was just it just looked hot. You know,
It
like
did, dude. It did. It did.
you know, like dude, I'm telling you. Obviously, we know these are TV budget, but the Flash, the CGI people on the Flash and Arrow, they should get like an Oscar because they do it with a minimum budget.
Yeah.
Like yeah, sure, these episodes get like bigger budgets, but look what they did with Gorilla Grodd and Killers
and King Shark, yeah.
King Shark, like like it's insane, like damn.
Yeah.
You know?
I freaking loved King Shark, man. That was incredible.
I think that they killed like fucking just did him pathetically, like not the way the character was, like just like the way they could have had a whole episode just with him.
Yeah.
You know,
I know what you're saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah,
absolutely. Grodd though, like
Grodd was awesome, man.
But back to the crossover episode, I love the interaction between Oliver and Barry because I know that the Green Arrow is not just the Green Arrow, he's also the Batman of this universe.
Yes, he is.
The Flash is the Flash and the Superman of this universe.
Yep.
When they interact, perfect job by the writing, but a much better job by the actual actors. Yeah. When you look at it, you can't help but be like, they're so different.
Yep.
And you see the tensions when they were planning how they're gonna attack this and that. The way that Oliver operates, the way that Barry operates. And by the way, did you notice that the only person that calls Oliver Ollie is Barry?
Yeah. Yep.
You know, because Oliver is like a big brother figure, sort of, to Barry Allen. When you think about it, he's been doing this for almost a decade.
Yeah.
You know, he's about 7 years older than him. You know, like, and he and I love how he was like, I'm always here for you, Barry. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, no matter what, like, and you can see that, like Diggle and Oliver have like a brotherhood, and Oliver and Barry just have like a really good friendship, just really good friends. What do you think about the whole Oliver and Barry interaction? What are your thoughts about all that?
Oh man, I thought it was great, and like I think it gets better every time too. Mm-hmm. Like last season it was good, and this season it got better.
Exactly.
Because it's familiar. You feel you like when it happens, like when they do these crossover things, you feel like you. It's almost like you shouldn't get excited about it because you know it's gonna happen and it's bound to happen. But you're like it feels like your brother came home. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like I know exactly what you're saying. Like it feels like the family's all together.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I also want to touch about this. The interactions between two shows, like when every time Malcolm Merlin would come in out of the blue, Barry was like, "Is that the only way he knows how to make an actress?" Oliver's like, "Don't even talk about it." Like, just don't. And he goes, and when they were talking about Felicity, she goes, "Oh wow, she's a spicy one. Yeah, she's gonna give you more scars than Deathstroke." Like just like those little things, like that's awesome. And when they were talking to Vandal Savage the first time, when Vandal Savage was like talking about how he was going to like destroy all the loved ones, Barry was like, "Wait, just quick question. Was that like all out of the blue, or did you practice that on a mirror today?" Like, and just the face that Barry Allen gave Oliver, like, yeah, like I said it, that to me is priceless.
Yeah, it's great.
And a lighthearted character like Barry is talking to a ridiculous villain like Savage while standing right next to the Arrow. You nerdgasm, just nerdgasm.
It's great.
And then when you see like in the Arrow cave, when you see the suits open up and just them giving the smirk to each other, like that's priceless.
It is, man. It is priceless.
It's just so good. What do you think of Hawkman and Hawkgirl?
I love it, man. I think those both the actor and the actress that are portraying those characters are doing a really nice job. And I really, it was interesting. I don't read DC enough to know if Cisco and
no, but I felt bad for Cisco though.
I did,
and I felt bad for her because you can see she loves him.
Yeah,
because she can see how much he cares for him, but she knows it's not destiny.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh.
Yeah,
but Cisco's the man. He freaking Golden Glider. Hawkgirl, my boy Cisco's the man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Cisco's getting it.
By the way, quick thoughts on Cisco from you.
Oh, love Cisco. Cisco's probably my favorite character, like other than Barry in The Flash. Like he like
He's the voice of all the nerds.
yeah, and he's like he's like if I were in that universe, he'd be my best friend. You
Right,
know what I
and
mean? Like
I don't know if you remember last year's crossover when they were on Arrow, and you were like an Arrow and Roy were like suit up, and he goes, badass, so cool,
yeah, yeah.
like that's all of us, like badass, so
Yeah.
cool,
Yep.
like
He's our voice, man. yeah.
I love it. But what did you think? Because I marked out when Barry when they were fighting the first time they were fighting Vandal Savage,
Right.
and everything explodes.
Yeah.
I thought that was epic.
Oh, I did too.
Like just millions of people in Central City die because we already knew that Vandal Savage killed millions of people just to get to two of them in 1985, in 1989, excuse me. You know, like Vandal Savage, I'm telling you, fucking monster, killed 2 million people just to get to two. You know, like come on. But what did you think of like Barry traveling back in time, just breaking the speed barrier again? Because you obviously saw all that, like everyone's dying. What did you think? Did you think that was really cool addition to the story? Did you like it? Did you didn't like it? What were your thoughts on that?
I thought it was necessary. Like, well, and I guess they could have written it a different way, but that doesn't make sense. And I think it's great for people who don't know the character of Savage very well. I think it's important to let those people know how much of a threat this guy is.
Thank you.
Like, it is a big, big, big deal. And
exactly.
And it was necessary. It was necessary. They needed to fight him once, fail, and then, it sounds like...
and you just saw, and first of all, not just that, but Barry could have corrected so many wrongs.
Oh, right.
But he's still, like, okay, for example, Oliver told him, don't tell Felicity about it. He still told it. But I was like, boy, you're losing your man, like your bro card, but at the same time, he's a friend. And when he gave Oliver that advice when he traveled back in time to tell Felicity and Oliver still didn't.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, first of all, why can't you tell Felicity? Like,
yeah, me too.
It's not like your baby mama's gonna find out.
No. And even if she did, so what?
So
it's
what?
Felicity.
And first of all, I know why it's there. It's to create drama. I get it. I do. Yeah. I understand. But still, I'm just like, because I love Felicity. Like, I'm fine with them being together. I don't like them being like, the whole drama bullshit. Right. I'm fine with them being together. Same way I love Patty and Barry together. You know? Like, same way. But
so glad he's not with Iris.
What'd you say?
So glad he's not with Iris.
Again, in today's comic books, well, not right now, but he was with Patty, And the girl who portrays her in the show is perfect. Perfect. And you can't help, every time they have a moment in the Flash, you can't help but say, go, aww.
Yeah, I know.
Like you're literally like, they were fighting, and then just every time you're like, aww, like, you son of a bitch.
That's so accurate. That's like literally, I'll be sitting in my dorm with like 3 or 4 other guys that keep up with the show, and every time you see Patty and Barry, you're just like, oh yes, thank you.
Like, it's not just because you think it's like it's sexual; it's just because it's so well done.
Yeah. You're just like, I'm so glad that Barry's finally has someone, and like hurting and.
But by the way, remember in Arrow episode 1 of the season, somebody dies.
Yeah.
Maybe that's going to be rather A, his baby mama, or 2, his son.
That's exactly what one of my friends was thinking. He was saying son, and I was like, you know what? I don't think son is like easy enough. Like I think it's gonna be the mom.
Yeah, and that's why. First of all, quick thoughts on Damien Dark. I just want to say this: every time he's on screen, I get chills up my spine.
Oh, dude, I wish I did. And it's just me, like it's just me. Like I said, I watch it with 4 other guys. They all think the same thing. They're like, dude, that dude, he's bad, man. That is a bad guy. And for me, I'm just like, but that's just me,
Again, I'm fine with that. I think the actor does a lot of credit because he's just so menacing. Like, like he was like the first time he was like explaining his powers, like over your head, like whoop, over your head. Let me demonstrate. Boom, just kills a guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And by the way, Constantine coming to this universe is perfect.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Matt Ryan is an amazing Constantine.
I watched Constantine. I love Constantine.
And I always said, why didn't... First of all, and it's rumored that the second season of Legends of Tomorrow was going to be Justice League Dark.
Uh-huh.
With him in it.
Perfect.
Right? Right?
Perfect.
Now, since we're talking about Legends of Tomorrow, let's switch to that. Obviously, they hinted at it in the crossover and everything. What are your expectations? Because my expectations are so high because I know the show's going to deliver. But what are your expectations about Legends of Tomorrow?
Oh, I'm super hyped for it. Mm-hmm. And they put all these little Easter eggs in, and like there was that little green gem, and I know a lot of people are like,
obviously,
right, but they're, thank you. But then there are all these guys in these comment reels on all these comic book pages and things on Facebook, and they're like, "Oh no, it's not kryptonite. It's blah 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 blah." And I'm like, "What? Why would they do that? Why would they blatantly put kryptonite in the trailer and it not be kryptonite?
Exactly.
That's stupid."
And remember, Rip Hunter said, "I've seen Men of Steel die in Dark Knight Falls."
Exactly.
And I was like, as soon as I heard it, I was like, "Oh yeah, oh nerdgasm."
Okay. Now, it's going to be great. Legends of Tomorrow is going to be great. Can't wait to see Sarah back. I can't, I love the Atom. I love that he's finally the Atom. And, I love that.
Dude, that suit for Firestorm, though.
Oh, Firestorm is awesome.
That dude, I don't know if you saw the latest trailer, the latest trailer, it was like 70 seconds.
Yeah.
There's a scene, and they don't show the entire scene, and I like that. Like that Avengers scene where you have the whole team in slow-mo fighting.
Yep.
Oh, it looks so fucking good.
It's going to be awesome.
Oh.
All right. Now here we go. I told you I had a theory.
Yes, you did. So hit it at me.
All right. Here's a crazy theory that is probably not going to happen. There's I'd say 0.07% chance it's going to happen.
Okay.
But if it did, it would be incredible.
Okay.
My biggest issue with these smaller shows, and also, the movies is, you have Ezra Miller's Flash too, right?
Of course.
Okay. You also have you have Supergirl, and then you have whoever the Superman is in Supergirl. Mm-hmm. They've shown us with Constantine, it's not outside of the box. It is outside of the box, but it's not impossible for these networks, the TV networks, to cross over.
Well, but here's the thing. No. Constantine is now officially a part of the Arrowverse.
Yeah, I get it, but at the same time, I think it could happen. It could happen. It could happen.
So what you're
probably
saying
won't,
is...
but it could. Here's what I'm saying. All right. So with Flash, you get Earth 1, you get Earth 2, you get you get the multiverse. Mm-hmm. What if Snyder's big movie screen universe is just a different Earth?
Well, it's obvious. Well, hold on, that's obvious.
It is obvious, but what if...
I mean, DC Comics and Warner Bros. Said that's what they're not about having continuity. They're about telling stories, and then they added, but it's all one big multiverse.
Sure.
It's
what I'm saying is,
there's 52 Earths in the multiverse.
Right.
Main Earths, actually have stories to tell.
Sure.
And 52 worlds is a lot of stuff. Yeah. All of them are different.
Yeah. Do you think it's possible
for them to cross over, Final Crisis on Infinite Earths? I say this. And I think you'll like my theory on this because I like what you're going with it. Imagine about, let's say, a decade and a half, right? Into the future.
Sure.
We have this big Justice League movie coming up. And it's titled, let's say in about 10 years, we have this big Justice League movie. And it's called Crisis on Infinite Earths. And it presses the reboot button on everything.
Okay.
Think of it this way. They have this epic event. And the Flash, and just my Flashpoint Paradox, is going to create a new multiverse, which is going to give the movies and shows a refresh page for new viewers to come in and new stories to be told. but with that climactic battle of all of the Earths.
You know, it sounds good to me.
I think that's a cool way to do it. You have you have great movies for about a decade. You have 10 seasons of these shows, and then to keep it going, you have this epic climactic 2-part amazing event, and it doesn't end well, but it creates a new multiverse, and it presses the reset button. What Bryan Cranston did with not Bryan Cranston, excuse me, what Bryan Singer did with the X-Men universe with Days of Future Past. He pressed the reset button.
Yeah.
And I think that would be an amazing way to do it. Have your TV world and your extended universe world come together in this ridiculous event, because it's possible, let's be real here, and just press the nice reset button and have brand new fans come in and have brand new stories to tell.
Yeah, I dig it.
That's the way I would do it if I was in charge.
I dig it. Well, all right, then what do you think? What do you think Marvel's going to do?
Same thing. I think that in like 2029 or wherever they're going to do the exact same thing. They're going to press a reset button with like one big event that's going to destroy the world, but it's going to create a new multiverse, And
You think it's going to be that far in the future, though?
Huh?
You think it's going to be that far in the
Well,
future?
they already said they have plans all throughout 2027.
Sure, right.
And dude, the comic book movies are not going to die. They're going to keep going for at least another 50 years. At least.
Oh, no, yeah. I'm not saying that by any stretch of the imagination, but I am. My thing with Marvel is like, yeah, you've established all these things, and you've got, especially, and it shouldn't be, but it is. So we're gonna say it. You got Robert Downey Jr. Man, what happens when that contract runs out?
Well, here's the thing. Chris Evans is he says that he wants to resign, But I would actually, you know what I wouldn't resign Chris Evans. You want to know why?
Go for it.
I would kill him off in Infinity War, and just to give that huge punch to the gut to every single fan, just him falling and dying, and the entire Marvel universe just feeling it, and the final battle that will give him that motivation, that extra fuel to do what has to be done. And Bucky becomes Captain America. I mean, come on, with that chin line, he can play whatever.
Oh, yeah, and that should happen anyway. But like, what about the character?
But let me continue. For example, Chris Hemsworth, he said he wants to resign, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Robert Downey Jr., see, I say this. If he doesn't resign, give him a contract where he can make like some small appearances here and there. Like, if he doesn't want to be Iron Man anymore, like, make him take off the suit, but make him still be in the world, But if he's not, like, that's the thing. He's such a huge part of this world. Like, without him, there is no Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Right.
Could I imagine a world without him? No. Not at all. But do I think Marvel can be without him? Yes. Like, that's what I mean. Like, I can see, like, them having Black Panther, for example. He's going to be the next big thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Look at Ant-Man. It's a movie about Ant-Man. And it succeeded.
You're right.
It's in my top 4 favorite Marvel movies.
Yeah, that's the thing, man.
And it's not a superhero movie. It's a heist movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Baskin-Robbins always finds out, man. It always finds out. And it was so, like, again, the movie was just, it's a superhero movie, but it's a heist movie. And I cannot wait for Ant-Man and the Wasp. That's gonna be hot, man. Oh, that's gonna be so good. But
it's gonna be good.
But moving on to back to Legends of Tomorrow, this is what I say: we're gonna get a Justice League show literally every week for free on TV. And here's the thing: they shot the show and are still shooting as one big movie, the same way that Marvel shot Daredevil. One big movie. It's a 13-hour movie. It's a 13-hour event that you cannot miss. And CW, I thank you every single day of my life.
Yeah,
CW realizes, dude, The Flash is their highest rated show. 4 million, like, including DVR, over 5 million people watch that show. Over 3.5 million people watch Arrow. Legends of Tomorrow is going to be more than The Flash.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because it's a Justice League show, you know? It's a huge budget Justice League show. I can't wait, man. Like, I just
I can't either. It's gonna be awesome.
More
I'm so
importantly,
excited.
I'm finally excited for Captain Cold becoming a good guy, just like he's in the current Justice League book. Him finally becoming a good guy, because Captain Cold is way too cool not to be cool. Like, way too cool not to be a good guy.
Right.
Way too cool. Like I love in the new trailer. He was like, "Yeah, superhero's really not on my resume." Like, well, you're not remembered as a hero, my friend. You're remembered as a legend.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So, but are you excited for Legends of Tomorrow?
Dude, I'm beyond hype, man. I'm like, I was way more excited about that, just the announcement of that, than I was for Jessica Jones. Like,
Well,
and I love Jessica Jones.
Yeah,
I thought it was great.
Same here.
But like, it's night and day, man. I'm sorry. Like, again, like I feel like I'm betraying my people almost when I'm saying these things. But DC is killing it right now.
Yeah, not just in the live action world, but in the comic book world as well.
I believe it, man. And after this is over, you're gonna have to give me some things to read.
Dude, trust me, people. If you are not into DC, you should be ashamed of yourself, because look, Marvel can be superhero all you want, but if you want true rich storytelling, man, DC is the way to go. Like, because DC understands there are consequences to everything. Every little thing that happens, there's a consequence. You know what I mean? Like, everything, like, oh, a person died here, that's consequences over here. You know? Oh, a huge battle was down here, well, the world's gonna talk about it, and it's gonna have consequences over there. You know? Marvel doesn't really have that, in my opinion.
Yeah, you know, I think they're getting there. Well, I think they're doing that with Secret Wars. Secret Wars right now.
Yeah, like, but up until that point, come on, it was like up until the Illuminati, the Illuminati storyline started. It was like no.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, battle here, battle here, battle here, battle here, battle here, battle here, battle here. You know, like.
Yep.
It's that. Yep. But moving on to our final topic here today, and this is going to be a good one.
All right.
Star Wars Episode 7: The Force Awakens. I can't believe I'm saying this. We are less than 2 weeks away.
We are.
I still can't, like, I can't believe I'm saying that. You know what I mean? Like, I still can't believe it. It's the best. I'm Jewish, people, so it's the best Hanukkah / Christmas present I've ever gotten. Period.
Yeah, man.
Disney, thank you. You know, like, thanks. I just want to get your thoughts on this. What do you just without over analyzing? What do you expect from this movie?
I expect it to recapture what Star Wars did back in the 70s again for a new generation. I expect it to make any person that was alive during that time and saw that for the first time. I expect every person that falls under that category that walks into a theater and sees this movie to walk out smiling, crying, and just so happy,
out of breath,
just so happy with what they just saw.
I agree.
And I expect the nostalgia factor to be instilled to our generation for people who don't have that right now. Like, for people who just, like, live life going, like, day to day. Like, you I feel like it's going to be one of those movies. It's going to be one of the few movies that hits you in such a way that, like, you become a little more nostalgic towards things, and you have a deep, richer appreciation for.
See, I completely agree with you, but I'm already at that appreciation. Like, I'm already like, But I completely agree with you for the new generation. I want to ask you this: do you agree with me that J.J. Abrams was the best man for this job?
Yeah.
Like, come on, like, people understand this. The Star Wars is shot on a $200 million budget, and it's mostly particle effects.
Yep.
Like, BB-8, just to give people an example, that's particle.
Right.
The X-Wings, that's particle. Like, I'm just letting people know, like, when you watch that, lot of the stuff is particle.
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams said he's going to make as much as he's going to said he is going to make if he could make everything particle, he would.
Yeah.
You know, like he said that's how much he and here's the thing, particles nowadays are even better than what they were.
Oh, of course they are.
You know, because of technology and everything. But let me ask you this. Who do you think is going to be the star after this movie? Like, out of the new trio, out of Finn, Poe Dameron, and Rey, out of that new trio, and Kylo Ren, to add that as a villain, out of those four, in your opinion, who do you think is going to be the next favorite? Like, everyone loves Han Solo. You know what I mean? People love Luke. Who do you think is going to be the star coming out of this? And Captain Phasma included as well. Those five. There you go.
You know, that's a tough question because I think all of them are going to do that in some way, shape, or form.
Agreed.
But
Agreed.
I think, to me, I think it's going to end up being Finn.
I say Rey.
All right.
I think Rey, and here's the thing. I think Rey's going to be a Jedi too.
Oh yeah, I definitely see that as well.
Like, again, I've only seen 3 trailers. Well, the first teaser, the second teaser, and then the big trailer.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I've seen. I haven't seen any other thing. I still think she's going to be a fucking Jedi.
I do too.
You know. By the way, people, Luke Skywalker, I promise you, is going to be in that fight sequence between Finn and Kylo Ren in the snow. I promise you. I know, like, I have this gut feeling he's there. Like, how much you want to bet they're going to be fighting, and then Kylo Ren looks over his back, and there's Luke.
Yeah.
Nerdgasm!
Yep.
Just Luke standing and like lights up his lightsaber. Oh, I'm so ready. Oh my god.
It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait. And you know what else that I keep like, I don't forget about it, but it doesn't seem like as important.
Mm-hmm.
But it definitely, you probably see it as pretty pivotal. But I'm so excited to see X-Wings and TIE Fighters again.
Dude. People who are bitching and complaining about, why are X-Wings and TIE Fighters still around? Bruh.
Are you kidding me?
Like, come on.
Why not?
And it's only been 30 years since the last episode. Come on.
It's gonna be awesome.
By the way, when in that trailer, when you hear Han Solo, remember, Han Solo was skeptical about the Force in the original Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And to hear him say, it's real. All of it.
Yeah.
The Jedi, the dark side, they're real. You know, like, just like, you know, I love how J.J. Abrams is making everything look like a myth. Because on a galactic scale, because remember, who knows that Darth Vader is turned good other than Luke? No one.
Right.
The Emperor died, Darth Vader died, Death Star was destroyed, so the only person who knows that is Luke.
Right.
What happened to Luke? That's the question. What if Leia trained, because remember, Leia has the Force.
Right.
What if she trained and became a Jedi as well?
I'm really hoping she
like that's
did.
like, see, I know nothing about, and I love it because all of these speculations are in my head, and I know I'm gonna go to the movie and I'm gonna love everything I see.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things where I have no fear, like, at all. I know I'm gonna cry. I know someone's gonna die, and I know I'm gonna cry my eyeballs out. I know I'm gonna shit myself. I'm gonna nerdgasm. I know all that stuff's gonna happen, and I'm gonna woo. I'm gonna go Ric Flair on this motherfucker, nose diving and shit. I'm ready, man. Like,
ready too, man.
I have never been like, look, I love Batman, Superman, Civil War, all that, but Star Wars is Star Wars.
Star Wars is Star Wars, man.
Every time you hear the binary sunset, you can't help but get chills up your spine.
No, yeah.
You know, and that new score.
Grow with it, man.
Because in the trailer, they had the Cloud City love song mixed with the binary sunset and remixed it. Oh my god. I can't wait, man. I just, man, I know JJ is going. Here's the thing, JJ. If it just so happened that somehow, some way, this movie isn't that good, we will remember him as Jar Jar Abrams, okay? But let's be real here. Just like a Zack Snyder with BVS, it's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
It's
You're
just
right.
what. Let me ask you this. what do you want to see from the new characters? Not the original trilogy, because we all know what we want to see, but what do you want to see from these new casts? And more importantly, what do you want to see from Andy Serkis?
Man, it's one of those things, that's always a weird question to me, and it's not because it's not answerable. It's just one of those things that, like, the way that I go into theaters, like, I just don't. I try really hard not to hold an expectation for a character I don't know yet, and like, I know that there's so much, like, surrounding these characters that, like, you get a taste of it, and you feel that, like, you understand that, like, these are characters that are going to just, like, grip you. They're going to be great, very three-dimensional, very tangible characters. And I don't even know. Like, I don't even know what I want. I just want to see it.
Right? You're just like, fuck it. I just want to go to it already.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I just want to see. I want to see these characters. 20 years from now, when I'm taking my kids to see a Star Wars movie, and be like, yeah.
Quick question: how many times are you gonna go see Star Wars? How many times are you gonna go see Star Wars? Real talk, honestly.
I think I've planned, actually. Like, I think I have. I know I've at least got 4 planned, like, screening times. That's like now. That's not including the times.
Here's the thing. I remember when I bought the tickets the split second they came out.
Right.
And it was so funny. I bought my ticket 5 minutes later, and I shit you not, Fandango was down.
Yep.
And I was the first person to buy my ticket in my auditorium in my time. I was like, yo, who the boss? But but in real seriousness, all of my showings in my theater on Thursday are sold out. They're all gone. And let's be real here. This movie is going to make so much money.
Oh,
I'm telling you, Jurassic World, watch out.
Oh, there's no comparison, man. There's none.
I think that movie's gonna make like $220 million domestically opening weekend, if not more. Not more. Because people, let's be real. Forget the people who are gonna see it once. All the people are gonna watch it twice and 3 times that weekend.
Yeah.
Cause come on, it's Star Wars.
It's Star Wars.
Like, there's nothing more epic than Star Wars. Yep. And by the way, since we're on Star Wars, I met a girl a few weeks ago that's never seen Star Wars, and the only reason she's never seen it is because she thinks it's stupid.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sure. So, and I was just sitting, and I was like, how? Like, how can you tell me something's just hold the phone? Like, like, what? Like, I mean, if you watched it and you didn't like it, that's one thing. You know what I mean?
That's one thing.
But to tell me that it's stupid and not even give it a chance, I'm just sitting there like, girl, if you don't get the fuck up out of here.
Yeah, man. That's just
sad.
That's so sad. Like, you don't even know what you don't like.
And here's the thing, you're lost, girl. Real, like, but anyone who's listening, if you don't like Star Wars, shame on you, and you're lost. Real talk. Because if you don't like that, I don't know what kind of taste you have in movies or genres or anything in general. Because Star Wars is the end-all, be-all. Period. Period.
For movies.
But, man, your last thoughts. Just tell me this. Just real talk. Out of all of the movies next year, comic book movies-wise, out of the 7 movies we're getting, what is your most anticipated comic book movie?
Anticipated comic book movie?
Of 2016.
2016.
That would be, between Deadpool, Batman vs. Superman, Civil War, Doctor Strange, Suicide Squad, and what else we're getting? What else are we getting? I know I'm forgetting something. God, what else are we getting? Well, we're not getting Gambit. Oh, an X-Men Apocalypse. An X-Men Apocalypse. But we're not getting Gambit. That's been pushed back to 2017 now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they're only in pre-production right now, so they're not gonna have enough time to shoot it. But out of the 6 comic book movies, what's your most anticipated one?
Oh.
Me, I can tell you right now, it's Batman vs. Superman.
That's yours?
That's I mean, don't get me wrong, Deadpool, like, yo, you know what I mean? Because I'm a Deadpool fanatic, and I think Reynolds is gonna kill it, and that movie's gonna break every wall in the goddamn business. But it's come on, Batman versus Superman, dude. Come on.
Yeah. You know, for me, I want to say Batman versus Superman, but I almost have to say Suicide Squad.
That's fine. But did you know that Suicide Squad takes place a year after Man of Steel, and Bad BVS takes place a year and a half after Man of Steel?
That's very interesting.
And it comes out after, but it takes place before, you know?
Right.
And we don't know I agree with you. That movie looks, I mean, Jared Leto. Oh my god. Oh my god. Just that laugh, like, yeah. Just that laugh, man. Oh my god.
It's gonna be.
Yeah, but hey, that's a different topic for a different day. That's like we can go an hour just about talking about that.
Yeah.
You know, because that shit's so hot, true. Man. But anyways, guys, thank you guys for listening to the very first episode of the Ultimate Geek Podcast. You had a good time, John?
I had a great time, man. This was fun.
Man, two nerds talking about nerdy shit. What can be better, right, people?
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to go follow John on Twitter if he gives me his Twitter link. Make sure to go check out Made Legit Media and support their projects. Make sure to go like my comic book page down in the comments section below. Thank you once again for watching. I hope you guys have a good day, and peace out.